Speaking of Uber drivers, we had we're back to telling Uber stories because we were on the road this weekend, did shows in Virginia Beach, and very first Uber of the trip, I was still at baggage claim getting my golf clubs. Katie hops in the car first. Katie, what did this man have to say to you to start off the weekend?
Just the very first thing, got in, he goes, don't be alarmed, I'm a Muslim. And I...
So, yeah, let's dive into this because
2 hands up.
He's just a nice man. He was actually very kind. It was one of those where the bags took a while. So I was Uber messaging him, like feeling bad. Like, dude,
Sorry,
we're trying. He waited probably 15 minutes.
Yes.
And we just got in. He goes, "What's up, man? Yeah, don't worry, Muslim." And I was like, so I don't know. Are you saying like Muslims good drivers? I mean, it is those videos over in India, very packed. They're maneuvering very well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he was going. Maybe, I don't know. He did have, a certain type of head covering on. Maybe he's just like, I know this isn't technically in style with the young kids, but there's a reason for it.
There could be a lot of reasons for the heads up, I'm Muslim thing.
It was just kind of like, okay, but it was 1 a.m. I mean, if I got in any Uber, and imagine if I was in your Uber and you got in at 1 a.m. Imagine I'm your Uber driver. How's it going, man? Come on in.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, AC cool?
Yeah, it's great.
Not too hot?
No, it's fine. Thank you.
Right. Just curious because don't be alarmed, but I am Christian. If you're not, it'll be really hot where you're going. Music fine.
Yeah, anytime you say don't be alarmed, the very first words that come out, you're like, well, now I'm alarmed.
It doesn't matter what you say. It didn't have to be Muslim. You could say anything, like just a heads up, don't be alarmed. I am, fill in the blank, anything. Just a heads up, I am recovering addict. I used to have an anger problem. Just a heads up.
Heads up, Jewish.
Newly divorced. Just anything you could say.
Don't be alarmed, I'm Catholic. I mean, I just...
I want to forewarn you, and please don't let this bother you.
But then
I am Catholic.
The second comment right after this, so I'm kind of like, I just said, "Oh yeah, no worries." I don't know what I said. I just was like,
Protestant here.
Yeah.
Still a roll call.
And she goes, "Oh, you got to be up for prayer soon, huh?" I swore she said that.
Which way is east?
Which
you
I'm
probably
just
know.
I'm just not thinking about this guy. He's got to wake up in 4.5 hours for his prayer.
Maybe that's why he said heads up. Hey, heads up, if it's a long drive, we will have to stop once or twice.
I was like, dude, you're grinding. It's 1 a.m. You have prayer in 4.5 hours.
I said none of those things. But his second sentence to me was, but also I'm an officer, so you're very safe. Those two things combined said to me.
So he insinuated that the first thing would make you feel unsafe then, basically.
Maybe. I don't know.
Interesting.
But I almost felt, after he said he's an officer, I'm like, do you have a gun? I don't know. To me, then I'm like, now I feel even weirder about the first the
that
whole
is interesting.
thing.
It was funny. He was very proud. He mentioned it probably 4 times on the 20-minute drive.
And he ended up, he was, of course, a very nice guy. But just very weird 2 first things to say to someone.
I love it.
And I don't think he was actually a police officer. He was like a correctional officer.
It was like a prison.
Yeah, he was a prison guard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's found that to be effective to like the prisoners or something. They're messing with him. He's like, well, I'm Muslim. Does that freak you out? And they're like, not really. Why do you keep saying that?
Yeah, he was a really nice guy as far as Uber drivers who missed their turn 4 times go.
He did.
We didn't talk about this, but did you guys notice this?
Yeah.
He did move. He did miss 4 separate turns.
Yeah.
And then he 180 in the middle of the road.
He's like, this thing. It's like, it's GPS's fault. Real quick, on Uber drivers, I forgot that I sent this video just to send to Rachel. She's like, what are you doing? And I was just like, I'm knee deep in a weather convo with an Uber driver. Old white lady. Not your typical Uber driver. She picked me up from the golf course the first day. And it was just, she had probably talked about the weather for 3 to 4 minutes. And then I was like, I guess I got to start recording this at a certain point. So just imagine we're 4 minutes into this.
I like all of that. I like being surrounded by all the water we have.
Yeah.
I just don't like the 96 degree, 101 heat index with a humidity factor of stupid. So
Yeah.
Those days are just like being wrapped in a wet wool blanket. But fortunately, I can sit here in my air-conditioned van and be comfortable.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
I only said for 5 minutes. That's all I said.
Just
I mean, the heat index is stupid. Yeah. But it's nice here, you know. It's nice.
What was her name? Do you remember?
Could go back
What
and
a
like
sweet
Uber receipts.
lady.
Yeah.
The sweater she has on is adorable too.
we only talked about the weather for the entire drive.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I'd go,
I feel like we take turns in our group Ubers of like being the guy who's kind of being
Yeah.
the sounding
Yeah.
board.
You got stuck one time.
I
it's
locked-
usually me or Katie.
I felt like it was my turn. So our last Uber there, some guy just kept going at us. I was just like, yeah, for sure. For sure, man. Oh, right on, man. Right on.